Welcome to my channel Coin Worth Million. This channel is a special place where every video brings you new knowledge, entertainment, and exciting experiences. Here you will find informative content, engaging stories, and everything that sparks your curiosity. Our goal is to make every moment enjoyable, help you learn something new, and be a part of this growing family. So join us and start this wonderful journey today. The 2011 Australian 5-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II stands as an enduring symbol of Australia's decimal currency system and its evolving numismatic history. Introduced as part of the decimalisation reforms in 1966, the 5-cent coin has been one of the smallest circulating denominations in the country, both in size and in monetary value, yet it remains significant as a piece of everyday Australian life and heritage. The year 2011 marked the continuation of this long-running series, with coins struck by the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. The obverse of the coin proudly bears the portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank-Broadley IRB, which was first introduced in 1999 and remained in use until it was later replaced in 2018. This effigy depicts the Queen in a mature, dignified manner, facing to the right as per British and Commonwealth tradition, adorned with the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The inscription encircling the portrait reads, Elizabeth II, on the left and Australia 2011, on the right, clearly stating both the monarch's name and the issuing nation along with the year of minting. The design reflects a realistic and refined style that portrays the monarch in her 80s during that period, symbolizing continuity and stability in the Commonwealth realm. On the reverse side of the 2011 5-cent coin is the iconic short-beaked echidna, one of only two monotremes in the world egg-laying mammals, a creature uniquely Australian and instantly recognizable due to its spines, long snout, and distinctive appearance. This design was created by Stuart Devlin, the esteemed goldsmith and designer responsible for all of the original decimal coin reverses in 1966. The echidna is seen curled around the large numeral 5, signifying the denomination, without the word cents, as the figure is sufficient for public recognition. The design has remained unchanged since its introduction, making it one of the longest-running reverse designs in modern Australian numismatics and a beloved symbol of the nation's wildlife on currency. Surrounding the central design, the plain edge of the coin is smooth, contrasting with the detailed artistry within. The technical specifications of the coin remain consistent with previous years. It is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel cupronickel, giving it a silvery appearance that is durable for long-term circulation. The coin weighs 2.83 grams, has a diameter of 19.41 millimeters, and a thickness of approximately 1.30 millimeters. Its round shape and plain edge make it distinct among Australian coins, with only the 10-cent and 20-cent coins being slightly larger in size and weight. These specifications have not changed since the introduction of the 5-cent denomination, demonstrating the Mint's commitment to consistency and machine compatibility for vending machines, parking meters, and cash registers. The mintage for 2011 was approximately 82,835,000 coins, a relatively high figure for modern 5-cent coins, reflecting its continued necessity for low-value transactions at that time. Alongside circulation strikes, the Royal Australian Mint also issued uncirculated coins for collectors and proof versions in annual sets, which were struck to a much higher standard, often featuring mirror-like fields and frosted devices. No general circulation mint marks were used for this year, but some collector sets may bear the C mint mark, signifying Canberra. As inflation continued to erode the purchasing power of the 5-cent coin, by 2011 it was primarily used as small change, with many Australians considering it a coin that accumulated in jars, purses, and car compartments rather than one used for substantial purchases. Despite ongoing debates about the future of the denomination, including discussions to phase it out like the 1-cent and 2-cent coins, which were withdrawn from circulation in 1992, the 5-cent coin remained in circulation throughout the 2010s due to its utility in rounding cash transactions to the nearest 5 cents. From a collector's perspective, the 2011 5-cent coin is not considered rare. In circulated condition, its value generally equals its face value of 5 cents, but high-grade uncirculated or mint state examples MS65 MS67 can fetch between 50 cents and $2 AUD, and proof versions included in special mint sets can be valued between $5 and $10 AUD or higher, depending on packaging and market demand. Error coins from this year, such as off-center strikes, die clashes, or misaligned dies, are sought after and can command a premium, though they are not widely reported for this date. The coin serves as a typical representative of its era rather than a standout rarity, but it remains important for type collectors, date-run collections, and those documenting the full chronology of Australian decimal coinage. The economic and social role of the 5-cent coin in 2011 reflected the broader changes in Australia's financial landscape, an increasing reliance on electronic payments, card transactions, and digital banking meant that low-value coins saw less active use. Nevertheless, they continued to circulate widely, especially in rural areas, among children collecting pocket change, and in industries that relied on exact cash transactions, such as small-scale retail and vending. Its production continued due to public familiarity and the lack of a legislative decision to withdraw it, even though the cost of minting sometimes exceeded its face value. In terms of design legacy, the 5-cent coin has remained remarkably unchanged for over 5 decades. Stuart Devlin's reverse design is celebrated for its balance of simplicity and national symbolism, while Ian Rank-Broadley's obverse provided a dignified and modernized portrait of the Queen for the era. This consistency makes the coin a cultural artifact as much as a medium of exchange, representing the endurance of both Australian wildlife iconography and the constitutional monarchy under Queen Elizabeth II. The year 2011, while not remarkable for any commemorative events related to this denomination, fits into a period of stable production, and coins from this date continue to be found in change today, often with varying degrees of wear that tell the story of over a decade of circulation. From a numismatic standpoint, the 2011 5-cent coin also highlights the broader discussion about small denomination coins in modern economies, their environmental impact, production cost, and relevance in an era of rounding and digital payments. Many Australians have fond memories of such coins from their childhoods, as they often represented the first coins they handled, saved, or spent on small treats. Thus, while modest in monetary terms, coins like the 2011 5-cent piece carry a sentimental and historical value that transcends their purchasing power. Next coin. The 1980 Australian 5-cent coin is an important representative of Australia's early decimal coinage era, continuing a tradition that began on the 14th of February 1966 when Australia transitioned from the pounds, shillings, and pence system to a modern decimal currency. The 5-cent denomination, though small in face value, has played a significant role in the day-to-day commerce of the nation for decades. By 1980, the coin had already been in circulation for 14 years, maintaining the same basic design that was first introduced with decimalization. The obverse of the 1985 cent coin features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, one of the most famous sculptors of royal portraits for Commonwealth coinage. This portrait, introduced in 1966 for Australian coins, shows the young Queen facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, with a youthful yet regal expression symbolizing both the vitality of the Commonwealth and the stability of the monarchy during the post-war and early modern economic period. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions, Elizabeth II, on the left and Australia 1980, on the right, clearly denoting the monarch, issuing country, and year of issue. This Machin portrait was the second effigy of Queen Elizabeth II to appear on Australian coins, and it was in use until 1984 when it was replaced by the Raphael Makhlouf portrait. On the reverse side of the coin is the iconic and unchanged design of the short-beaked echidna Tachyglossus aculeatus, created by Stuart Devlin, the highly respected goldsmith and designer who was responsible for the original suite of Australian decimal coinage designs in 1966. The echidna, one of Australia's unique egg-laying mammals monotremes, is shown curled around the large numeral, 5 in the center of the coin. This design captures the essence of Australia's distinctive wildlife and has become one of the most enduring coin designs in modern numismatics. Unlike many coins from around the world that change their reverses frequently for commemorations, the 5-cent coin has retained this original design continuously from 1966 through to 2025. There is no inscription of the word cents on the reverse, as the numeral alone has become synonymous with the denomination due to decades of public familiarity. The design is surrounded by a plain edge, without any reading, giving it a smooth tactile quality that also differentiates it by touch from other coins. Technically, the 1980 Australian 5-cent coin was struck in cupro-nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel, a durable and corrosion-resistant alloy commonly used in coins worldwide. It weighs 2.83 grams, measures 19.41 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of about 1.30 millimeters. Its round shape and smooth edge made it compatible with coin-operated machines of the era, and its size placed it as the smallest circulating coin in Australia, just below the 10-cent coin in value and size. The coin was minted at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, which by 1980 was well established as the primary producer of Australia's decimal coinage. The mintage for the 1985-cent coin was approximately 83,530,000 pieces, making it a widely produced year and ensuring its availability in everyday transactions for many years. Additionally, collector coins were issued in proof and mint sets, struck with superior finish and attention to detail for numismatists. Unlike some years that saw mint marks or commemorative varieties, the 1985-cent coin was produced as a standard issue with no mint mark for general circulation, though special collector sets are identifiable by their pristine condition and packaging. In 1980, the economic environment of Australia was undergoing shifts marked by inflationary pressures, the global oil crises of the late 1970s, and evolving monetary policies. While the 5-cent coin retained purchasing power enough to buy small candies, a portion of a newspaper, or contribute to bus fares, its value was beginning to erode compared to its introduction in 1966. However, it was still widely used and accepted as a functional part of cash transactions, especially as 1-cent and 2-cent coins were still in circulation. These would only be withdrawn in 1992. As such, the 5-cent coin played an intermediate role in the coinage system, facilitating rounding in small transactions and forming part of the natural change distribution in retail environments. From a numismatic perspective, the 1985-cent coin is considered common. Circulated examples hold only their face value of 5 cents, but in high grades, such as uncirculated MS60 Mega Siemens 65, or Choice Mint State MS66 Plus, they can be worth between 50 cents and $3 AUD, depending on demand and condition. Proof coins from 1980, which were included in special Royal Australian Mint sets, are more valuable, typically selling for $10, $20 AUD or more if in original packaging. Collectors often seek out coins from this period for type sets, date runs, or to preserve examples of the Machin portrait before its replacement in the mid-1980s. The design legacy of the 5-cent coin is significant because it demonstrates how a small denomination can become a cultural constant. Stuart Devlin's echidna has now been in use for nearly 6 decades without change, a rare feat in global coinage history, and it embodies the theme of Australian fauna that was a cornerstone of the 1966 decimal series. The obverse portrait by Arnold Machin is also historically notable because it reflects an era when the Queen was depicted in her youth and middle age, at a time when Australia was forging a new, modern identity post-World War II but still within the Commonwealth framework. By 1980, there were no immediate discussions to withdraw or replace the 5-cent coin, but the seeds of future debate were present as the cost of minting lower denominations was being periodically reviewed. The coin continued to circulate actively through the 1980s and 1990s, and many examples from that year remain in circulation even today, albeit usually in well-worn condition due to over 4 decades of use. Its small size also made it prone to being lost in couches, car seats, and piggy banks, adding to the charm of its everyday presence. As with many coins, error varieties from 1980 are of interest to specialists. These include off-center strikes, die cracks, cuds, and double strikes, though they are not exceedingly common for this date. When such errors are found, they can increase the coin's value significantly depending on severity and collector demand. In the grander narrative of Australian decimal coinage, the 1985-cent coin serves as a bridge between the formative years of decimalization and the modern era of coinage technology. It reflects an era before widespread electronic payments, when small change was essential for daily commerce. It also represents a time when the Machin effigy was a familiar and authoritative image of the monarch, carried in the pockets of millions of Australians. Today, while its monetary worth is modest, its historical, cultural, and numismatic significance endures, particularly among collectors who appreciate the continuity of design and the story it tells about Australian life in the late 20th century. Please like and subscribe to my channel.